Hello, my name is Munib and we are presenting instance and class methods. To start off, we'll explain about instance methods. Instance methods are methods that have commands and functions for the program. For ways to recognize instance methods are 1. They don't have static called in their method. 2. The general structure of it is public, return type, method identifier, along with a parameter list if needed. 3. They can also have be an accessor method. 4. They need to have a return value.
Hi, my name is Harshal and I'll be talking about class methods. A class method is essentially an instance method, except it has static in the method. Class methods also need a return type. 3 ways to identify a class method is first, the basic structure of the class method is public, static, return type, method identifier, and the parameter list. Second, class methods have static. And third, class methods need a return statement.
Class methods versus instance methods. I'll talk about similarities. 1. They both are methods to be called upon for a certain purpose. 2. They both include an identifier, example, method name. 3. They both have a return type. And 4. They are always asking for a parameter list.
The differences between these two methods are 1. Class methods have static, whereas instance method do not. 2. There are different ways to call each method. 3. Instance is an accessor method, for example setter and a getter. And 4. Instance method have explicit objects, whereas class methods do not need to be objects need to be called.
Hi guys, this is Prathapan. I'm gonna write an example program of circle object. So my class name is gonna be class circle. So because it's an object, I have to have field variables. So double x coordinates of the center, double y coordinates of the center, and double r, which is short form of radius. I also have a default constructor and another constructor. So my second constructor is the way we want to import our x and y and our r values. And this is my toString method with the way we're going to output the values of x and y and r. So right now I'm going to start with the instant method for diameter. So as you know, the instant method for diameter is going to be 2 times r. So let me start off with public. Oh, no static because it's an instant method. Static diameter. The reason why I left the parameter blank is because I'm only going to input one value. One object. So that's why I left it blank. So I'm going to create a new object. Now I'm going to start off with my diameter. So it's going to be diameter.r equals 2 times r. That is going to be diameter. And you want it to return your diameter. But as you can see, there will be a problem. I didn't initialize my x and y value. So to initialize my x and y value, I need to write my diameter.x equals x, and my diameter.y equals y. And that way, the values of x and y will show. Oops. So let me test it out over here. So this is my values, 3, 4, and 6. So 3 is my x value, 4 is my y value, and 6 is my radius. So this is the way we're gonna output it. And to change our diameter, it's gonna be called upon like this. Don't forget the parameter list. And this is how we're gonna call it off. But wait a minute. If we just comment these two out, and now we want to output it, it's going to be 0, 0. That's because we didn't initialize the x and y value. So this is why you must have your diameter.x equals x and your diameter.y equals y. Now I'm going to start writing the class method for diameter. So let me start with the method header. So public static, because it's a class method, I must have static. So public static circle diameter, and because it's a class method, I must have a parameter list. So it's going to be circle c1. So because my class method is a repetition of my instant method, I'm just going to copy and paste it. But there's a mistake. Because I initialize R, it doesn't know what I initialized. I need to change it to my C1. So I must write C1. Well, let me just show you how it works with that when I did it doesn't write C1. See, it has syntax errors. So I must write C1.x, C1.y, and C1.r. Now it should work. And let me just check on my interaction panel. Now there's a different way of calling class method. So I must start with my circle, my object name, and my method header, my method name, so diameter, and what I want to change. So it's going to be my C1. And there you have it. 2 times 2 equals 4.
Hi, this is Harshal, and I'll be showing you how to do how to calculate area with instance and class methods. So let's start with instance method first. So what you want is you want to call the instance method. So if you remember, instance method do not have static. So we would just call public double area, and then we would want to put in the formula. So double area is equal to math.py times bracket math.pow and r to the power of 2. Close it, and we need a return statement, so it's going to be return area. Close the method. So let's see if it compiles. Yes, it does. And let's check in the interaction panel. So here we will make a new circle. Close new circle, and we will call it 4, 6, 4. And then we will send it through the area. So c1.area, store it, and there you get your area. Now I will be showing you how to calculate with class method. So in this method is different than calling it from an instant method, because you need public and you need static, and then you just need double area. But in here you need parameter list because it doesn't have an implicit object inside. And now we're going to call the formula again. So double area is equal to math.py times math.pow and r to the power of 2. Now here we also need a return statement, so it's going to be return area. So now it's going to see if it compiles. No, we need the mistake here is that we need to call c1.r. So since it's not an implicit, it doesn't know which one to call. So now it's going to compile and see if it works. Now here, before we called c1.area, but now we need to call it circle.area. But as you can see, there's no parameter list, so it's not going to return the output. So we need to call it with parameter list. And there you get your area.
Okay, Munib here, and I'll be talking about instance and class methods for calling a circumference. So I'll start with instance method. So as we all know, there's no static type. Public double circumference. And now we have to input the formula. So double circumference equals 2 times math.py times the radius. And now we need a return type, which is the circumference here. Alright, let's compile it to check if it works. And I forgot the semicolon, sorry. Okay, it works here. Now let's check on the interactions panel. Okay, enter. So C1.circumference. Open and closing brackets. Enter, and it outputs a value. Okay, now I'll be talking about the class method for circumference. Class method. Alright, so public, as this time we need a static. So public static double circumference, and now we need a parameter list. So in this case I'll put circle C1. Now we input the formula. So double circumference equals 2 times math.pi times C1 times the radius. I mean C dot radius. And now we need a return type, which is circumference. Let's check if it compiles. Okay, wrong. And an extra semicolon, my bad. Okay, that took a while. Now let's go back to okay. Now circle dot circumference C1, and we get an out. Okay, circle, that's it, and we get an output.